Today's Monday, it's the 5th of May 2025, and we've come to Capocorb Vell, which is one of the talayots here on the island. Well, we've got some animals joining us on this particular visit, and a peacock in there. And, well, how do we start? Here we are, and we're amongst all the rocks, and we're just walking in, passing over some rocks as well. And this is prehistory now. We're going back 3,500 years, and this is a place we've driven past on many occasions, but never actually stopped to have a look. And when I came across it through an article in the newspaper, I didn't actually know the name of this place, never really seen it. And it's one of the biggest on the island. So as we go around, there's actually lots of things in different languages, and this is over 3,000 years old and is the largest settlement on the island of the Talayotic period. And we can just see the enormous size of some of the structures here as we walk around. It's just going off up that way. Going to go and have a look at this enormous one here. So one of the reasons this is strange is because it's so complete and so much of it is still actually here, and the reason for that is the fact that people actually lived here until the Middle Ages, so it's actually been used as a settlement for a very long time. And just how tall this particular thing is, the size of the stones. I love Stonehenge and the like in the UK, and this is our Majorcan equivalent, I suppose. And we used to drive past this regularly when Adam lived just up the road from here. We just would drive past and never actually stop to have a look. But the article was about the talayots throughout the island, and it mentioned that this was one of the biggest, so that certainly drew my attention. We've been to another one which is in Arta, which is really quite extensive. And here we've got a stone marking the excavations of this particular place, which has only been just over 100 years that it's been really excavated. Though obviously people have known about it for a long time before that, and people have lived here during the medieval, up to and including the medieval times, but some of the stones were taken away, and they were used obviously for more modern buildings, so that's why some of the buildings are no longer here. Wow, you see just how big it is with Anita right up there. So we've got the rooms with the stones in the centre, with the lots typical of the Talayotic type rooms here. This is a very big room, so I'm not sure. This is very tall, and the rocks in the middle, which I'm guessing would have gone higher and would have supported the roofs, which are no longer in existence. And all of this looks like rubble, but this is what was the Talayotic village here. A bit of climbing. As you climb, you get a more elevated view. Just looking down on this room, this is where Anita was standing. And here's another room, again quite rectangular, with one of these big stone structures in the middle, which is how the roof would have been supported above it. can start to see the layout of rooms here. Not a lot of health and safety. And we're sort of walking along the tops of the walls here. So I'm guessing there was an entrance over there, and there's another room behind with another entrance. And more rooms with more entrances and more beyond. This is really quite an amazing place. Well, we've been suffering from lots of crowds wherever we've been over the last few days. It's just nice to come to somewhere like this, and there's no crowds, just lots of wonderful history. And in such remarkable condition. Signs telling us which way to go, which way to climb. There's quite a bit of climbing. Lintel stones across there. How on earth did they lift those? And these are really quite high walls. I read somewhere that they are 7 meters high. Wow, let's just look at this going down there. So we just paid €3 to come in. Supposed to close at 4 o'clock, and it's actually 20 past 4 when we came in. The lady says, "Oh no, you're all right." We said 10 minutes. "Oh no." She says, carry on. It's fascinating down there. Actually, largely walking on the top of the walls here. Just going over a little bit round just to see some more. Where the community would have been, there's definitely signs of doorways and structures out into the distance. The article said when they were building some of the roads here, they would have taken some of the rocks. Just looking down there. There are no handrails, there's nothing, you can just walk on the rocks here. Staircase, is that a Talayotic staircase you can walk down? It's just gone down the path there. I'm just going down the staircase. Down into here. Just what that would be. But here, just walk underneath. Here, I've got a whole room. And another room on this side. A little bit like a maze or a warren. Another tiny rooms. To the stairs where I'm not sure whether I should be here or not. You have to remember then, which way did we go? I think it was this way. And then up the staircase. Across the tops of the walls. This is so much my sort of thing. And back onto the road. A little bit of a handrail here. I'm not going to give it much weight. I think Anita's gone down this way. Don't know if she's gone back. As you can see, there's stone walls over there, and obviously they needed stones to build the walls. And if there were stones lying around, you can't really blame them for using them. But obviously these stones, they're just way too big for normal farmers, just without any machinery being able to shift them. And obviously 3,000 years ago, they'd worked out a way of cutting them, moving them, transporting them, placing them in place, and creating these magnificent structures. Well, Anita's gone all the way back down there, so I'm going to have another look at this tower. The towers, which would have been much taller, well, they have actually gone down quite a bit. This is farmland, I think. Oh, it's very rocky. That's the area where I was, looking inside. Some pictures just to explain what might look like, showing the oxen pulling the rocks along. creating these magnificent structures. The ground here has actually been ploughed. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. I think there's still a lot of archaeology that can be done here. At least it's now available to the public. So when I looked it up, this place is called the Capocorb Vell. It says it's one of the most extensive Talayotic villages on the island, and it's got an area of around 6,000 square metres. And it wasn't excavated really until 1918, so just over 100 years ago. And it consists of several talayots and groupings of rooms. The Talayotic village itself is one of the best conserved in Mallorca, and this walled area conserves 5 talayots, 2 of which are square and 3 are circular. One having 2 floors, predating the 6th century BC. And they are groups of dwellings, mostly consisting of square rooms, as we saw as we were walking around, and sometimes with antechambers in front of them. Although some 28 have been counted so far, the village is known to have extended much further to the northeast. Furthermore, the village is believed to have had a sanctuary that was destroyed in the construction work of a nearby military road. It is a somewhat atypical Talayotic settlement due to the fact that it remained inhabited until the Middle Ages, during which time it underwent a few changes. Some archaeologists believe that more than a settlement, it might have been a ceremonial area near to this settlement, and that the settlement itself must have been around 100 metres further southwest. That would not have been surprising because on Majorca the Talayotic sites have traditionally been used as sources of construction materials. The first scientific excavations carried out by Joseph Colominas Roca in 1918 and were also studied by the archaeologists L.C. Waitklin and Albert Mayer. New excavations were undertaken in the 1960s, led by Bartholomew Font Obrador, and this was listed as a historic monument way back in 1931. So we come back to where we started. There's one of the Talayotic towers, and I'm just so pleased that we managed to get this in before the lady closes the gate and locks us out, or locks us in, whichever she may have done. And the peacock is still in there. Well, amazingly we can find somewhere new that we've never been before. I think it might be somewhere I want to come back and spend a little bit more time having a slower look around, but certainly found this preview very interesting. Hope you have, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye.